Let's look at another service, Amazon Transcribe or Transcribe. It's the another service which is again powered by deep learning, and then this basically converts speech to text. So whatever you are speaking, right? It could be customer care call. Do you remember this line? Hey, this call will be recorded for training and education purpose. And then that call recording is imagine being analyzed by this machine learning technology where you just feed like 200,000 or any number of calls to this transcribe, and then transcribe is going to convert that calls into the transcript. It's going to give a transcript or script, right, based on the language whatever the call had happened, and then it again identifies the sentiments of it, whether it was a negative, whether it was a neutral, whether it was a positive, what was the quality of it, right, so that you can improve that customer experience. So that's what Amazon Transcribe it's used. But behind the scenes, as I mentioned, it uses a deep learning processing technique, one of the legendary technique called ASR, which is like which not which is like but which means automatic speech recognition technique. And if you just Google Amazon speech recognition technique, right? I mean, this is just I'm trying to give information for more curiosity. ASR based device, the one of the first device in 1952 had created the device called Audrey, Audrey. It was created by Bell Laboratories in 1952 around, and then that device was able to recognize the digits 0 to 9, and then those digits I mean has to be come out from the same person. So it was able to recognize only one person's voice on which it was trained. But then imagine that's where the voice recognition has been started in history, and from there, and then on those days, right, on 1950 to that Audrey, the device was like almost like a room size machine, and it was using a lot of heavy computation. So from there to transcribe, and of course, before that, Google also invented in 2000, right? So imagine how times are advancing from the room size machine to the fully managed AWS services, what we are talking now. So when you log into Amazon Transcribe, first check the pricing, because at the time of recording, what I can see is the Amazon pricing price is, if you are on free tier like me, and if you want to do along with me this demo, you should not be charged uh, based on the current date, right, which I'm recording now. So, but always you should check the AWS pricing service. So just check on AWS transcript pricing pages. What it says is I can get 60 minutes per month for 12 months. So for me, it would be free. But then there are also top on features which will be costing you. So if you're just doing like just if you're just using plain transcribe, if you're on free tier as on date, and if you're within limits of 60 minutes per month, you shouldn't be charged. Simple. So let me go to over here. Let me directly go to the real-time transcription here. So you need to select the language. So if you scroll bottom, if you know the language spoken in your source audio, so if you know, so here we are testing real-time transcription, right? So which means you will be just speaking and you will be just checking, how it converts your speech to text. So if you know your language, you are going to speak in French or Portuguese, anything, you can select the language appropriately. For now, I'm going to select language as English, so I'd be talking in English as well. So these are the various languages I can see as of now supported. And hello, my name is Jen, and I'm really interested to explore AI machine learning services. My mastery is to make complex things not a complex but super simple, and that's what my purpose is to around creating content around this. I'm still learning, but if I teach someone, then I learn the faster. So that's what I'm doing, my dear friends. I'll just click on stop streaming. Yeah, it just recorded. I'll just click on stop streaming as well. My master is to make complex things not a complex but super simple, and that's what my purpose is. Wow, I think it looks good. So it highlighted some of the PII as well, I think. So PII is nothing but personal identifiable information. So any name, email address or something, right? It will just mark it as, PII, and you can just remove that information as well. So if you want this model, right, to detect the language as well, the which language you are speaking, then it can do that as well, right? If you don't know the language spoken in audio files, you can choose this option. And let me see. And then you can customize as well. So for example, if you are using this transcribe service for your own specific domain terms or for your own technical jargons or for your own vocabulary, right? Then you can upload that vocabulary into S3 file. And then whenever you use this service, then it will try to use customizing your own vocabulary when it tries to convert your speech to text. That's what it means, the customized vocabulary, right? So customized vocabulary improves the accuracy of recognizing words and phrases specific to your use case. So yeah, so it can convert the whatever you are speaking, right, into the words and phrases which will make sense to your organization specific or your own domain knowledge wise. That's what it says. Content removal. So vocabulary filtering, right? So what it does is it removes some specific words which you think that should not be converted at all, right? So that's what it says, vocabulary filtering. Again, you need to upload those files as a reference before you do this, before you use this service. So let's look at this. What does this mean, right? So let's go for vocabulary filtering. And here, so I'm not going to create now, but I'll just show you, right? What does that mean, right? So once you create a vocabulary filter, I don't know why it's not creating for me. No resources to display, last modified. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, it just came. I don't know. So vocabulary filtering, so you just need to give some name, and then vocabulary filter, you have to give the language. And what's the vocabulary input source, right? So vocabulary input source is nothing but, you need to give the vocab, right? You need to give those list of words, right? Then only those words, whenever someone is speaking or whenever those words are there in audio file, this transcribe is not going to convert or is not going to put it into the transcript. Simple. So you can upload that to S3. If you put an S3, then you have to give those S3 location where you uploaded that file. Otherwise, you can just upload over here and then you can create a vocabulary filter. That's what it says. And if you want to use, so this is not filtering, but if you want to enhance your model so that if you're using your own industry specific, your own domain specific, or your own technical jargons, you can create a customized vocabulary as well. I think more or less the step should be the same. Here also you need to create a file and then import it so that whenever the speech to text, the transcribe service is uh, doing that work, right? It's going to refer this file. And then you can refer this file whenever you use this real-time transcription, or you can use the transcription jobs, right? So transcription job is again the same thing, right? So basically, imagine, so transcription job, what it does, right? For example, you have list of audio files and tons of audio files, right? Audio file or even video file, right? You just need to upload into your S3 location. So this is not real time. The first service what we watch is like real time streaming. You speak and it converts real time. Other option is you can create it as a batch jobs or jobs simply. So before you use these transcription jobs, make sure you have uploaded your audio or video files to one of the S3 location. So that's what it says. This is where the input data location. And then do you want to use like general model or you want to use the customized model, right? So I just mentioned for customized language model, if you want to use, you need to create that customized vocabulary so that you can reference it over here. And so give your job name. You have to give the language settings, right? If you want a model to detect, you can select this so that model will detect the language based on the audio files which you have uploaded to S3. If your model is speaking multiple languages, maybe if you're uploading the multiple speakers video, someone is saying French, someone is saying German, someone is saying Hindi, then model is should be able to detect all those different languages as well. That's also possible. And yeah, let me go to this. Yeah, this is your input data, output data location, and where you want output to be dump, right? When I say dump, which means where your transcript, where your speech to text conversions, finally the text output from the speech or audio file, where it should store, right? So it could be like, the some service manage S3 bucket, or you can give your own S3 location as well. That's what it means. That's what it says. And yeah, that's all it is. But if you want to play around, which I am not going to tell in this video, but then this is also very good if you want to really see how this works behind the scenes, right? So uh, here I mean, if you just click on the real-time analytics, right, or post-call analytics, which means the call has been already happened, and then you want AWS Transcribe to analyze the sentiment of the audio call, right? So again, if you heard this line, this call is being recorded for training and education purpose. So then this is where the transcribe comes into the role. So if you want to play around the real-time analytics, if you play this, then it will play some insurance customer care call, where some customer is complaining about their insurance policy. So that call is being recorded, and then you can create categories whether the customer was very negative, customer was not happy, and then it will match, it will give you insight, it will give you real-time analytics. That's what it says, right? And then let me just look at one more time this thing, if I miss anything or not. No, I think looks good, but I would say just try to play around. Then you will have lot of I mean, curiosity satisfied like me. And this is purely for medical. So if you want to use purely for your AWS healthcare area, right? Not AWS, but healthcare area, and you want to use the transcription service, you can use that. Imagine those days when long time back, if I recall my days, there were big offices where all the people were doing medical transcription, which means that some doctor is suggesting some prescription or history, and those people were listening to those audio files, and then they were creating the text files out of that. Now everything is just managed by a transcript. That's what I can see that. So I think that's all I want to say for now. Just use this service and experiment with it, and then you will see the power of AI where it's landing. Thank you, and let me know if you want me to cover any specific topics, which I'll try to make it a very simpler way, so that it can help you. That's what my master is, making complex things not complex but simple. Thank you. Put your comment if you like it. If you do not like it, still also put a comment so I can improve.